I know that I've talked about this before. It is definitely really the essence of my channel and my passion and my purpose and my mission this time around. But I want to bring the idea of mindset, multidimensionality, and the nature of how we humans are ridiculously amazing, powerful co creators of our reality. And today I would like to put a spin on it and talk a little bit about the impetus for my channel, Infinite You. So let's get started. Mindset is not just a psychological construct. It's not just a hack to get by, get through, accomplish something. It can be, that is fine. But the bigger picture of mindset, remember, is definitely not about forcing yourself into positive thinking. Mindset is about so much more. It is about perception. It is about energy. It is about which reality inside of you and outside of you that you choose to align with. Because the truth is, and I've said this before, your reality is not fixed. It never was, for sure, not in this quantum field. And we are definitely upgrading into a new energy, a new awareness as a collective of human consciousness. And because of that, more and more of us are going to be understanding and tuning in a different way. And I think that I don't think anything is a coincidence for sure, but I do want to say that it's really timely, I think, that I am on YouTube now talking about this and this new energy, this new upgrade. Some people call it ascension, energetically into fifth dimensional reality. Will we move out of third and fourth dimensional reality? No, that is a separate thing. And the beautiful thing is that we want to enjoy, all of it, right? The physical aspect of 3D, the intellectual aspect of 4D, and the energetic and spiritual aspect of 5D. It's all freaking amazing. But I'm totally being tangential. Let me get back on track. This is really why I named my channel Infinite You, because I feel very deeply, very powerfully inside of me that part of my journey is to bring this awareness into the world in my own unique way with my personal experiences and knowledge and the wisdom that comes through me. And I really feel strongly about sharing it with the world. You are infinite. You are a powerful co-creator of your reality. You are made of stardust. You are part of the quantum field. You are one with God's mind, with source energy. We are not separate from anything, even though in physical form it definitely can feel that way. But we are body, mind, and soul. We are third, fourth, and fifth dimensional reality. We are physical and non-physical. And for sure, the energetic aspect of who we are radiates in a really powerful way around us at all times. And the way that you create your life is definitely multidimensional. So I want to just talk about me for less than a minute, just because I just want to share a little bit more about myself and my personal journey. I definitely felt for the longest time that I had this nagging feeling that what I was being told and what I was being shown just wasn't my truth. But I still got caught up in old programming. We all do. And the idea that mindset really was just about discipline, habits, hard work, rewiring your subconscious, sacrifice, struggle, like all of the things that. And it kind of reminds me of way, way, way back in the day when I think about how I used to diet as a teenager and, the idea of willpower. I'm not saying that it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that discipline is not an important part of our human experience. And honestly, quite honestly, like on an energetic level, the third eye chakra, definitely like in our chakra system, very much is not just about our knowledge and our wisdom and our intuition. It definitely also is about our spiritual responsibility that we have here on the planet, for ourselves and for each other. And so definitely discipline is not just a mental construct. It is definitely an energetic one. It is definitely a spiritual endeavor as well. So I'm not knocking that. I'm just simply saying, let's expand on it. There's more to it than that. So, yes, on a psychological level, mindset definitely influences our behavior. It definitely plays a role in success, our focus, creating new habits. But, for me, and I think I kind of want to say this, and I think it may sound ridiculous, but I'll get to it in one second. Something deeper inside of me kept calling me. I knew there was more. And this is going to sound kind of a little bit off the wall and completely ridiculous. But, I grew up like in sort of upstate New York. I mean, a New Yorker would say, yes, you grew up in upstate New York, but it was like about an hour north of Manhattan. And some of my family lived like in central New York, like up in Syracuse. And I remember my mom would say, okay, we're going to go visit your aunt. And I would ask her, well, how long does it take to get there? And she would say, oh, about 3 hours. And I remember thinking, there's got to be a faster way to travel. And I think that there was like a little tiny part of me like thinking about like the movement of light, or like I don't even think I knew about Star Trek way back in that window of time in my life. But I definitely was like feeling like there was another way to perceive reality. I think I don't know how else to say that. So where am I going with all of that? I just felt like there were better answers. I felt like there were better explanations to the phenomenon of how we as humans create the experience, I think, of ourselves. I definitely was not in the space of, as a 7-year-old thinking about like quantum physics or anything like that, but I just had a feeling there was more going on than what met the eye. So I started to realize at some point on my own personal journey and overcoming, an occasional bumpy ride, dysfunctional childhood, all of the things that like humans experience on their lifetime journey, that mindset was not just about psychology. It is about perception. It is about how we choose to see ourselves, perceive ourselves, and perceive our reality. And even more than that, it is about our unique personal journey, our unique experiences that shape the way that we create and the way that we interact and perceive ourselves in the world. So now, I'd like to talk about mindset, and I've done it before in other videos, about mindset beyond the surface level, because the way I see it, mindset definitely operates at different levels of consciousness, in different dimensions of reality. In my opinion, it can't not. And I know that that is an absolute terrible double negative. But if the nature of being human is body, mind, and soul, reality, we're reflecting the true nature of reality. And so at the 3D level, the three-dimensional physical level, mindset is all about cause and effect. Everything feels solid. It definitely is at a lower vibration. It has to be in solid form. Everything feels fixed. It is externally driven, and it is the belief that life happens to you. In 3D, mindset is often about forcing, pushing through, resistance, working hard, hustling, forcing, which I definitely, as a New Yorker, got really good at forcing things to happen way back in the day, and trying to control our external circumstances. This is where people get stuck. They believe their past. They believe their programming. They believe reality is fixed. They believe their circumstances, and that the physical world around them dictates what is actually possible. And so the fourth dimensional mindset is really about the psychology of change. I made another video about this, so I don't really want to take like a deep dive into it right now. But like, oh my gosh, I feel like I totally lost my train of thought. I don't want to take a deep dive into it right now because I made another whole video about this, about like self-help and like, and I think this may be important in this video as well. Remember, we are still living energetically all connected to one another because we are all connected to one another. We are all light beings. We are all energy beings, even though we feel really, really, really separate. And so there is a collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness is continuing to grow, expand, become. And because I am a like absolute, I don't even know how to say it, unadulterated optimist, I get it from my mom for sure. I believe that we are always growing and expanding in a really beautiful, powerful, positive way. There's no other way to say that. And so when I was much younger, in fourth dimensional reality, before I knew anything about fifth dimensional reality, and I don't know if anyone was talking about it per se, but, we were all living maybe like 30-ish years ago, and way even before that, obviously, for like hundreds of years, if not millennia, right? We were in this fourth dimensional reality where problems needed to be solved. We needed to think them through. It's an amazing human endeavor. And part of that in the collective was in that self-help realm, in that realm of, fixing ourselves, of healing our dysfunctional childhood, of wanting to become something more, getting rid of old programming, all of that stuff. It's all fine and dandy, and it definitely comes in handy. I'm definitely not saying let's throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's really important to experience ourselves as three-dimensional in the physical form, fourth dimensional in our intellectual space, and then fifth dimensional in that energetic, spiritual, source energy, universe, quantum field, God energy. So at the 4D level, mindset definitely expands into the realm of psychology, the subconscious mind, our habits, our programming. This is where things like rewiring beliefs, shifting thought patterns, and using the power of focus comes into play. This is where we learn that we can change our perception, which is amazing. Where we learn to reprogram our limiting beliefs, which is amazing. And take control of our thoughts, because it's where things like affirmations, visualizations, and manifestation techniques not only begin to make sense, but they become very, very powerful. This is where we learn about raising our vibration and, how we contemplate things. The human mind is incredible and it is powerful, but for sure, that next level of 5D energy combined with how we perceive ourselves in 3 and 4D is just damn powerful. And so 5D, this 5-dimensional mindset, the energy of infinite creation, this is where everything really begins to change. This is where everything really begins to shift. And I kind of wish I could bring it into like a practical place, like right here, right now. Let's say you're having like a disagreement with someone. At the 3D level, you're not getting along. You do not see eye to eye, right? This is where we can have like a shouting match or, a physical altercation, or, we say mean things to one another, right? This is like at the 3D level, we're just like completely involved in that physical reality with that conflict, with that other human being. in that moment, and the only resolution may be to like show force. Or and there's not, I don't want to say there's nothing wrong with that. I think what I want to say is it happens. It is definitely a part of like our human experience. And so at the 4D level, you may want to talk about it and understand this person's point of view, and hopefully you can express yourself very clearly at an intellectual level about how you feel like you need to be heard, or if you want closure, or if you want to move past something, but you want to express your opinion or your feeling about something. So that would be happening at the 4D level. Right. And then, of course, at the 5D level, it becomes energetic. And at the energetic level, now you're acknowledging this other human being and the conflict as possibly being magnanimous about it, letting it go, seeing the light in yourself, the light in another human being, having that really beautiful, and I'm not trying to be cheeky here, like that namaste moment where, how we are all connected at that energetic level. We are all one. And so we are all light beings. We are all energy beings. And so that's what can happen right at the 5D level. In 5D, your mindset is no longer working on your thoughts. It is about being in the frequency of all that is, of all you desire, of your most powerful, expansive self, your potential, your infinite you. It is just amazing when you kind of just sit back and and really lean into the higher vibration of who you are and how powerful you are as an energetic being, as a co-creator, at living in that soul frequency of love. It doesn't mean we have to experience ourselves in that reality all the time, because the beautiful thing about being human is that we are living in 3D, and we chose to come here. And so I'm not saying like, okay, just go fly away, in your magnanimous space of a light being and all the love. But I do think it matters for us to be intentional about being in that space as often as possible, because it really is our true nature. It feels really good. It's super attractive when we want to, manifest things and draw in the same vibration and the same frequency of that said material object or feeling or experience that is already inside of us. It's really about mirroring who we are and what we would like to attract. It's really about being in the frequency of what it is you desire. So it is here in 5D that you realize you are not just a brain trying to think better thoughts. You are energy. You are infinite. And mindset at this level is about aligning your vibration with the reality you want to create. Manifestation isn't about effort, it is about frequency. And and it's so weird. I do want to kind of like wrap up the video a little bit with this. I visited my parents today, and my mom has been like, kind of under the weather, struggling with a couple of health issues. Um, but she had a beautiful day today. We connected today in a really profound, amazing way. And, I just drove home in this beautiful, like heartfelt, connected, grateful energy of just being in the moment and being filled with this high vibe of love. And I mean, it was almost like bursting out of me. It was just an amazing feeling. And I do think that the more that we align with who we are, our authentic self, what we dream of and desire, aligning with our truth, listening to soul, right? Our soul is like this high vibe vibration of love, for sure. That's what our souls are: eternal, wise, expansive. When we get into that space, it just feels so good. So, above all else, I think it's just the feeling. We know when we're aligned, we know when we're living our truth, we know when we are perceiving ourselves and our reality in the world around us, that we can shift at any time, because it is not fixed. Reality is not fixed. It just feels so darn good. And so this is where mindset becomes effortless, because you become the energy of the reality you desire. You just don't think about success, joy, or abundance. You align with it. You are success, joy, and abundance, and it naturally unfolds in a really powerful way. This really is fundamental to, and really the impetus behind creating this channel, Infinite You, because I believe we are so much more than our circumstances, than our past, than our programming, and even our thoughts. You are not just a brain, a human with a brain. You are energetic. You are a multidimensional creator. And Infinite You represents that truth, that you get to decide at what level you perceive yourself, your reality, and your potential. You get to choose if you stay stuck in the limitations of 3D, if you rewire and reshape your beliefs in 4D, or if you fully step into your limitless nature in 5-dimensional reality. Remember, your mindset is not just a tool, it is a gateway to your infinite potential. And I want to be really clear about this, and I may have mentioned this in a video that I just made a couple of days ago after a podcast that I was on. The goal is not to just live in 5D. We're on the planet and we're thinking and we're feeling human beings. And the 3D world is amazing. We get to taste and touch and see and hear and smell and hug and pet a furry critter and laugh and just enjoy this physical reality. It is our playground. So by no means am I suggesting, woohoo, hop into 5D and forget about 3 and 4D. That's for sure not what I'm talking about at all. I'm not suggesting that in any way. I'm simply saying access your full potential, access the infinite part of who you are, mind, body, and soul, physical, intellectual / mental, and energetic, spiritual. You are a powerful, expansive human being. So don't get bogged down by your seemingly 3D fixed reality. Dream big. You are made of stardust. You are a powerful creator of your reality, and you get to decide how big or how small you would like to perceive yourself. Your multidimensional mindset is a much better mirror of your true nature. You get to decide. Even Albert Einstein understood this. He said, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. So, what are you tuning into? What are you tuning into? And the beautiful thing is, and I definitely do not want to sound like a Pollyanna in any of this at all. We all know as human beings, life is doing this all the time. It is so cyclical. We have high moments, we have low moments, we have really low moments, we have really super high moments for sure. It is the nature of this incredible, magical, whimsical, awe-inspiring journey that we chose to experience. And we come and go, and I say that all the time. So remember that. Enjoy yourself. Know that if you're feeling low, you can do things to raise your vibration. You can choose to perceive yourself and your life and your circumstances in a different way. Nothing is fixed. I want that to be very clear. I have a whole separate video about that. Your reality is not fixed. I think that's the title of the video. And so, if this resonates with you, if you've ever felt like mindset is deeper than what most people talk about, then Infinite You is for you. I am Dr. Sherry. I so appreciate every subscriber, every like, every comment, because this is a new channel and I really, really, really want to get this message out there. So comment below. Have you ever experienced a mindset shift that felt like it changed your entire reality? Definitely, I would love to hear from you. Hit subscribe if it resonates, hit like if this resonates with you, and for sure, let me know how I can help you really perceive yourself and your reality in a different way so you can create an amazing, magical life. And remember all of your superpowers, your authentic self, and your incredible ability to create whatever reality it is that you desire. I will see you next time. I will put a link in the description box for my free newsletter and maybe like design your timeline or some other thing that is really cool. And then maybe my morning ritual journal so you can intentionally raise your vibration, your frequency every day and get into that powerful, limitless, co-creative space that definitely is your nature. I will see you next time. And thank you so much. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.